Firstly, I'm going to have to attach this battery properly after yesterday's ride. Penmainpole toll bridge, it's 30p each way for cyclists. It's quite a rickety ride with loose planks that are very slippy in the wet. After the woods, the path opens up into a moody panorama of Welsh hills. The Moddack estuary is where the river Moddack, Afan Moddack in Welsh, meets the sea and forms a wide sandy estuary. At the mouth of the estuary is the town of Barmouth, and 8 mile inland is the town of Dalgellow, which is connected to the coast by the Moddack Trail. The trail runs from Dalgellow to Morfa Moddack at the south side of the Barmouth Railway Bridge. This path has caught my eye, and I just have to investigate. It looks like it's just a footpath, but there are 0 tourists around today, so I'll push on. At this point, the battery cut out. You can just reset the BMS, but it's a sign of problems ahead. I took a left and it's brought me back on the other side of the river. I was hoping this would be more interesting. I have no idea of the purpose of this, but it looks really old indeed. I've managed to do a loop right back to where I started, which is actually exactly what I wanted. On a dank, overcast day like today, you are presented with foggy distant hills that could easily be the foothills of a part of Middle-earth. The place is a maze of muddy streams and tributaries. It seems incredible anyone would build such a nice house here. This must have seemed quite a sight of privileged solitude to the Victorian working-class holidaymakers as they steamed past on their way to the resort of Barmouth. The area was also the center point to some of Snowdonia's rich industrial past. On the estuary's northern shore, the historic Clogau gold mine sits high above the village of Bontu. Mining for gold was a popular activity in this area. Gold panning also took place in the Moddack River itself. The footpath to Barmouth over the bridge is closed. At over 150 years old, the viaduct is in poor condition. Many of the timber elements of the viaduct have decayed significantly over time, and a large proportion of the metallic elements have corroded. They are going to reconstruct the metal sections of the bridge and renew the tracks near to Barmouth Toll House, on the northern edge of the viaduct. I stupidly let a spring-loaded gate hit the side of my bike, and didn't it just nick the phase wire as it enters the spindle? Luckily it was just the outer sheath and the wires are fine. I'm taping it up, but don't want to move it too much in case it has broken the wires out of sight. Fairbourne is a seaside village and Arthog community. It is surrounded by Snowdonia National Park. It has been listed by Gwyne Council for managed retreat due to rising sea levels. In 1865, Solomon Andrews, a Welsh entrepreneur, purchased the promontory. He built a seawall for tidal protection and several houses using a 2-foot gauge horse-drawn tramway from the main railway to the site in order to bring in building materials. The wealthy flour maker Sir Arthur MacDougall conceived of it as a seaside resort in 1895. He purchased some land to begin the development of a model seaside resort. The village has no official Welsh language name. Unlike most of Gwynedd, where Welsh is the majority language, English is the predominant language in Fairbourne, with most of its inhabitants coming from or descended from those who came from England. There's even a lovely model railway with a working cable car, so why don't you visit Fairbourne? You can get a ferry from Barmouth to the train, which brings you to the station in a covered or roofless carriage. Well, thanks to Charge for letting me narrate his video. He will see you next week.